Isang magandang Miyerkules sa inyong lahat. It's a sunny day. Ito po ang October 27 edition ng The Stock Market Today. At 59 days na lang po ay Pasko na. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chodoro. Ako po ay isang retired bank officer na nagsimula mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007. And I do this report daily, which I started August of last year. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you have stocks in mind that you want reviewed, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize. Synergy Grid and Development Philippines po ang ating financial news. Kasama po ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, ika-27 ng Oktubre 2021. Dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Don't go away. Okay, so let's start with our financial headlines. From BDO Securities, BOP position reverts to deficit in September. South Korea and Philippines strike free trade deal. Glow to become digital solutions platform in 5 years. Yan po ang sectoral news po natin. Converge expects Bicol subscriber base to grow by nearly 80%. Wow, good news, huh? Okay, NGCP sees power demand rising 6.6% from 2025 to 2040. Wow, at ito po yung main news natin ngayon. Actually, Synergy Grid po ang ating balita, but kasama na po ng NGCP kasi NGCP po is one of the companies within Synergy Grid, ano? So let's go to our main news, but let's focus on this first. The National Grid Corporation expects power demand to grow 6.6% annually. NGCP Chief Finance Officer Nanette Bugnosen said the increase in electricity demand and capital expansion would support the growth of the company, adding that the gap in electricity usage between the Philippines and its peers implies room for significant potential improvement. NGCP earlier committed to spend 440 billion worth of projects from 2021 to 2033. Part of the funding will be sourced from the proceeds on the follow-on offering of Synergy Grid. The holding company has controlling stake in the NGCP. So, ito po yung Synergy Grid is the majority owner of NGCP. Proceeds from the offer will then be injected into NGCP and the issuance of preferred shares. NGCP shall utilize the proceeds from the issuance of non-voting preferred shares to finance capital expenditure requirements and related costs and expenses. Kwenta si NGCP will be issuing preferred shares. Pero Synergy Grid, follow-on offer po ito, common shares po ito. Okay, so let's now take a look at our another news item from the Manila Standard. Actually po, kaya po ko po pinili na Synergy Grid because of several requests that I had, from the YouTube channel, and I was directing them to the October 19 episode where I featured Synergy, and Keepers. But let me acknowledge first the comment of George Kwang. Sabi niya, "Sir, any insights about Synergy?" And I said, tingnan mo yung October 19 ko. But I decided to make a special feature now. The news item will be Synergy Grid. Plus, of course, our technical analysis on the other stocks, Joe Org commented, "Sir, pasilip naman po ng SMPH and URC." Then we have a new subscriber, Alan Ventura. Then Judah Benj Kamag-anak ko ba to? Judah Benj commented, Sir, ano po ang take nyo sa SGP FOO? Salamat po. So there were 2 requests on that. So I decided to make another one for Synergy. Okay? From the Manila Standard, Synergy says offering price very attractive. Synergy Grid and Development Philippines said Monday on its follow-on offering is priced at a very attractive level at 12 pesos common share, whose proceeds will be used to subscribe to the shares of grid operator National Grid Corp of the Philippines. So Synergy Grid is the majority owner of National Grid Corporation. Dati po government-owned po ito. Pero binili po ito ni Synergy Grid, which is owned by Henry C. Jr. No? So the Synergy Grid set a price of its FOO of 1,053,500,000 primary common shares with an over-allotment option of up to 101 million secondary shares at 12 pesos per common share. Synergy Grid said this price level will raise 13.85 billion of the sale of 1.15 billion shares, including of the over-allotment option. The FOO was priced at a very attractive level. The FOO provides everyone with an avenue to invest in NGCP, the sole concession holder of the country's power transmission backbone. By participating in the FOO, we become long-term partners in supporting the country's growth and development, said Synergy Grid Chairman Henry C. Jr. in a statement. The company will use the proceeds of the FOO to directly subscribe to the non-voting preferred shares that will be issued by the NGCP. Okay, just a few things, no? Kasi during my first episode, I featured NGCP, no? With a price of 395. Ang hindi ko po napansin dito, ang last trading date pala nito was May 28. Kaya pala 395, 80, and May 28, nasuspend po yung trading sa SGP. And the reason for the suspension by the PSE was that the public float of the SGP was below the minimum 15%. Yun po yung reason kung bakit hanggang May 28 lang ito, and that is the reason for the follow-on offering that we are having right now, which will run from October 26 up to November 2. Ngayon, regarding SGP, I agree with the newspaper report, that it is priced at an attractive level, and another one here is that there's news here that the NGCP sees power demand rising 6.6% from 2025 to 2040, meaning that since monopoly si NGCP, National Grid, yung pag-transmit ng power lang, no? From one point to another point. Monopoly po yan ni NGCP. And it is priced at this level, which makes 12 pesos very, very nice. Okay? Ngayon, tingnan nyo po, yung last price po niya is 395.80. Actually po, yung unang pricing po ni NGCP was I think 24 or 25 pesos. Binaba nila to 12 pesos. Pero take note ha, yung 395.80 napakalayo po sa 12 pesos. So makikita niyo lang po na there is this stock which is priced at 12 pesos, which is formerly at 395. Okay? So napakalaki po ng upside ng SGP. Maaring it's between 25 and 12. Yun lang po masasabi ko. Dahil wait and see po tayo kung ano mangyayari po on listing date, on November 3, I think ang listing date nito. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, November 3 up to November 2 po yung let me check lang po. Okay, the offer period is from October 26 to November 2. The listing date is November 10. Okay po? November 10 po yung listing date niya. So, itatrade na po yan on November 10 sa Philippine Stock Exchange. And from 395 ay bababa po yan to a low level. Kaya kung yung current stockholders po o yung kung meron po kayong hawak ng SGP, talo po kayo dito. Pero panalo po, most likely, kasi may upside po yung follow-on offer na 12 pesos, maaring tumaas po yan. At hindi ko po alam, ayoko po mag-speculate kung magkano. But I guess, my guess is between 12 pesos and 24 to 25 pesos. That's just my guess. Okay? Kasi initial pricing po niya is 24, binabaan po niya to 12. Okay po? And the demand is very strong. I have talked to two brokers, yung broker ko and another broker. Ang sabi nila, wala ka lang mabibiling SGP na follow-on offer. Ang pag-asa mo na lang ay local small investors na ang allocation mo or kung nakaregister ka sa LSI ay 1 million worth or 93,000 something shares. 83,300 shares yata yung maximum. Or 999, basta't hindi ka lalagpas ng 1 million. 999,600 yata yung maximum na mabibili mo. Yun na lang ang pag-asa po ninyo. Kasi kung pupunta po kayo sa broker, wala na po kayong makukuha. Or good luck po. Kung nakapag-reserve po kayo, good luck. Yun lamang po. And it's very strong and I strongly, not strongly, but this is a very good stock, actually. Okay po? So yan po ang aking take sa SGP. So definitely po, yung chart po ito ay babagsak. So magiging 12, at hindi ko po alam, between 12 and 25, pero malaki po ang upside po nitong SGP. Okay po, yan po ang aking munting analysis for SGP at marami pong salamat sa mga nag-request po nito at alam ko po na marami po sa inyo ay very bullish about this. Isa pa yung all day, no? 60 centavos lang po yun eh. But that is not our concern now. Our concern is SGP. Okay po? Marami pong salamat sa mga nag-request po nito. Si Judah Benj at saka si George Kwang. So marami pong salamat sa inyo for bringing this to my attention. Okay po? So let's now go to the happenings of the PSE and the PSE index. Before nga pala we go to the PSE index, yung pronunciation nga pala nito, I was pronouncing it as synergy. The correct pronunciation is synergy. And you know the reason why. The owners is a C. Henry C, di ba? So, synergy po ang pronunciation po natin dyan. Okay, so let's now go to the PSE and the PSE index. Okay. The PSEI lost 21.95 points, almost flat, ano? That's 0.30% down. But kung titingnan po natin, halos nagko-consolidate lang po siya, but our indicators are still under the candlestick, which would mean that it is still bullish with RSI at 60.38. Yung market summary naman ay 104 companies declined, 94 advanced while 47 remained unchanged. On the all-share index, ended flat at 0.06%. However, the sectoral indices ended mixed. The financials, industrials, and properties were positive, led by the industrials at 1.81% up, while the holding companies, mining, and services are down. And the losers was led by the holding companies at 1.66%. Neto po, 0.30% down ang PSEI. The all-share index ended flat at 0.06% down. Or 2.7 points lamang po ang baba. Sa market summary naman po, or yung ating titignan na stocks ay SMPH tsaka URC, requested po ito. Glow, Converge, at tingnan po natin si JFC at tsaka Metro Pacific, kung ano na nangyari sa kanila. So let's start with SMPH, and this was requested by Joe Org, ano? And then si Marilise Somalio commented, "Thank you sa insight, sir, more power." Thank you din po sa inyong pagsubaybay sa akin. At sinisikat ko kung mabigyan po kayo ng insights tungkol po sa mga paborito nyong stocks. Okay, so let's start with SMPH. And SMPH ended with a green candlestick with volume, and it just appears to be coming out of a, well, it is still consolidating actually, and its support is in the EMA 20 at 35.14. Pero ang pinaka next support po niya ay malalagay po natin dito sa areang to. Ito yung 34.15, and lower than that would be the support area here at 32.48. In the meantime, yung resistance po, pinakamalapit po dito ay 36.47. Now, when I talk of support and resistance, these are not exact points, but these are areas. So, yan po ang SM Prime Holdings, which has been moving within the resistance of 36.47 and the support of 34.15 since October 12. Diyan po si SMPH, which is based on our indicators, the medium and long term, is still under the candlestick, but although it appears to be, on the short term, it appears to be moving, indicator is actually piercing through the candlestick. Okay, next is URC. URC is one of the more undervalued stocks. Uy, nag-breakout siya. Pero I wouldn't say this is a breakout since it's just an engulfing green candlestick, ano? At saka 2 days lang to nag-recover na siya, no? Yung resistance po niya nandito, pinakamalapit po, no? Nasa 141.10, while the nearest support ay nandito po sa areang to. Yan po, no? 136. Yun po ang pinaka movement ng URC, but it appears to be moving bullish to sideways. And yung tunay na presyo po niya, kung titingnan po natin, ang estimate ni BDO Securities ay nasa 160 yung kanyang fundamental na price, or an 18% upside. Ngayon po yung SMPH, meron ba si SMPH? SM Investments, SM Prime Holdings, nasa 35 lang yung kanyang target price. So, pero si Universal Robina, meron po siyang upside dahil ang presyo niya based on fundamentals is 160. And then, si Glow naman, tingnan natin. Abangan po natin, ano? Kasi lumalabas na po yung mga financials for the third quarter. Okay, Glow is bullish to sideways. Yung short term natin is just piercing through the candlestick, which would mean that it is moving sideways actually, pero it's just consolidating. So, ang pinaka resistance po niya ay nasa area ng EMA 20, which is 3077. Nasa support area po siya. Meanwhile, the resistance area is here in this area, 3400. Yung resistance area po ni Glow. And it is bullish to sideways with RSI at 49. And then Converge. Okay, so Converge naman is actually bearish to sideways ang kanyang movement. And it is below our, it is just between the EMA 20 and the EMA 100, which means that it is just consolidating in that area, no? And kung long term naman po ang pag-uusapan natin, ay under the candlestick pa po yung black line, which is the EMA 100. However, the orange and the blue line, which is our short and medium term indicators, are just piercing through the candlestick, more on the bearish side. Yan po. EMA 100 po is our support level, while the resistance, the nearest resistance would be here in this area at 35.60. So may net foreign selling po si Converge, with RSI bearish or a bit bearish at 48. Kasi ever since pataas po siya, no? Pero nagkaroon po siya ng dips dito, and hopefully this is just a consolidation. After Converge, JFC naman tayo. Wow, JFC continues to move upwards. Alam nyo, maliit magbigay ng dividend si JFC, no? Halos wala. Pero you're holding JFC, you're holding for capital appreciation. Kaya po, nasa 244 na siya, and there is volume, in today's trading. At kung titignan po natin, ang inabot ni JFC nung pre-pandemic, ay umabot po siya sa presyo ng mga 334. 324 to 334 noong January 2019. But it went down during the pandemic. Balik po natin sa one day. It went down to as low as 95. Meron nyo, 95 pesos from 324. Napakalaking, almost 5 times, Almost 5 times ang binagsak. Pero now, it's at 244. Kung nakabili po kayo during the pandemic, ay napaka-swerte nyo kasi you can never go wrong with index stocks. So, JFC po ay tumataas siya, bullish, with support. Nearest po ay nandito. Ito po yung na-pierce niya, 229 or 230, no? So, balik po natin sa 1 week. Yung pinaka-nearest resistance niya ay nandito po sa area to dahil meron pong dip dito. Actually, nandito na sa 287 yung next resistance level niya, but a sub-resistance can be here in this level at 253. Okay, so that's for JFC. And then next, finally, we have MPI, one of my favorite stocks and one of the most undervalued. Naku, nag-395 na naman, no? Akala ko diretso na dito, but there were two solid red candlesticks on October 25 and October 26. May negative news ba to? I don't think so. In fact, mukhang maganda pa yung news niya. So, ang sabi niya dito, clarification of news reports. We write with respect to the attached article entitled Cavite LGU declares failed bidding for 10 billion Sangley Point International Airport. So, nag-purchase daw ng bid, no? While MPIC purchased bidding documents for the Sangley Airport project as mentioned in the article, we did not submit a bid for the same. We hope that we have clarified the quoted news. So, hindi pala sila nag-bid kahit sila bumili ng bidding application forms, or bidding documents. So, hindi pala sila nag-bid. So, mahal pa naman yung bidding documents, 1 million pesos yung bidding documents, hindi sila nag-bid. Anyway, so yan po ang MPI, nagko-consolidate lang po, and it's holding support at EMA 20 at 391, and the nearest resistance would be here at 417. Pero, ang tunay na presyo niya is 660. Kung titingnan po natin si Metro Pacific, ito po, Metro Pacific Investments at 660 or a 69%, almost 70% upside po ito. Si Metro Pacific. So mag-aantay lang po tayo. Kung hindi po kayo nagmamadali, you have extra cash, lagay po kayo sa MPI. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market. Ika-27 ng Oktubre, 2021. Ito po si Benji Chadoro nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik at hanggang sa muli. God bless. Bye for now.